Welcome to another episode of the Firestorm Files, where we uncover the truth hidden beneath the ashes. Today we're diving into a particularly painful reality, the corruption that often follows in the wake of mass fire, where lawyers and large corporations seem to walk away with the lion's share of the settlement's money, leaving the true victims to scrap by with what little is left. In this episode, we'll focus on two devastating fires that have scared the American landscape and psyche. The 2018 Paradise Fire in California and the recent Maui Fire. We'll explore how, in both cases, the settlement process has been marred by greed and corruption, leaving many survivors feeling betrayed by the very system that was supposed to help them rebuild. A case study in legal profiteering. In 2018, Paradise Fire was one of the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history. It reduced an entire town to ashes, claiming 85 lives and leaving thousands homeless in the aftermath. The state and federal government launched investigation to determine the cause, which was eventually traced back to faulty power line owned by Pacific Gas and Electric PG&E. When PG&E admitted responsibility, it opened the door to massive lawsuits. At first glance, it seems like justice was being served, but as the settlement process unfolded, it became clear that the real winners were not the fire victims, but the lawyers representing them. Billions of dollars were on the line, and legal fees quickly ballooned, with lawyers taking a significant percentage of the payout. For the survivors, the reality was grim. Many of them received far less compensation than they expected, sometimes only a fraction of what they needed to rebuild their lives. Meanwhile, lawyers and law firms walk away with enormous profit, leaving the victims to pick up the pieces once again. The Maui Fire, a new tragedy, the same old story. Fast forward to 2024, and we see a similar tragedy unfolding in Maui. The fire that tore through parts of the island left behind a path of destruction and heartache. As in Paradise, the legal battle began almost immediately, with victims seeking compensation for their losses. And just like in California, the lawyers have swooped in, promising to fight for justice. But as we've seen before, the reality is often much different. Early reports indicate that legal fees and administrative costs could once again consume a large portion of any settlement's fund. The fear is that the people of Maui, like the residents of California, Paradise, will find themselves with far less than they need to rebuild their lives. The systemic issue, corruption and legal loopholes, or price gouging. At the heart of this issue is a systematic problem with how settlements are structured after mass disasters. Legal framework designed to ensure fair compensation are often manipulated by those who know how to exploit them. Lawyers, while essential in navigating complex legal waters, can sometimes prioritize their own financial gain over the well-being of their clients. This isn't just about greed, it's about a legal system that allows and even incentivizes such behavior. The lack of transparency in settlements, the complexity of legal procedure, and the imbalance of power between large corporations and individual victims all contribute to a process that feels inherently unfair. Comparing Paradise and Maui, lesson learned and warning for the future. The Paradise and Maui fires, thought separated by years and geography, share a common thread in how their aftermaths are being handled. Both serve as stark reminders that the current system is deeply flawed. The victims, who should be the primary focus, often become secondary to the financial interest of those in power. However, there are lessons to be learned. For the people of Maui, understanding what happened in paradise can offer insight into what they might expect and hopefully how to avoid the same pitfalls. Greater transparency, stricter regulation of legal fees, and a more victim-centered approach to settlements could help prevent history from repeating itself. As we conclude this episode, it's crucial to remember that the stories of Paradise and Maui are not just tales of natural disaster. They are stories of human suffering compounded by corruption and greed. The fires may have destroyed homes and lives, but it is the aftermath, the process of rebuilding, that reveals the true character of our society. If there is any hope for change, it lies in demanding greater accountability for the legal system and ensuring that the victims are not left behind. In the end, the measures of justice should not be the size of a settlement, but the extent to which it helps those who need it most, which means the beneficiaries. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and let's continue to uncover the truths that matter. This has been the Firestorm Files. If you find this episode insightful, please share it with others who might benefit from this discussion. And as always, your feedback is welcome. Let's keep the conversation going. Stay safe and see you in the next episode.